Hi, these comments are for EK. I am Michael from OTC, OnlineTOEFLCourse.com, and I'm listening to a speaking practice test you sent me yesterday. This is the last of all the emails on Tuesday. It's 5:16 p.m. in the afternoon, so I got everything done within 24 hours, and you are the last one. And I'm waiting for somebody this month. I want to get a practice test score of 30 out of 30. If you think you can get 30 out of 30, right? Send me a speaking practice test. Let me see how high you can score. You can send it directly to my email, and I will listen and score it. Okay, EK, let's get started. Okay, I have the actual speaking rubrics. I think you're doing integrated speaking practice. All right, here we go.
The professor in the lecture talked about two different factors of product quality. First one is reliability, which means absence of defect. For example, when you buy a car, you want the car to work without any defect, which means the car is reliable when the car works without the way that we expected. The second type of product quality is features. According to the professor, today manufacturing standard is high. So we still look for reliability. However, that is not the deciding factor. For example, when you buy a car, you see the car is now loaded with a lot of features like electric windows, air conditioning, so on. So the manufacturers added features in order to increase the product quality.
Okay, so I think in this one I'm looking at it, you had some language use issues and also delivery. So I'm going to put you between 2.5 and 3. I'm going to say about 18 to 19 points out of 30 on this practice test. Let's listen to it one more time.
The professor in the lecture talked about two different factors
I want to say talks about two different factors.
of product quality.
And as you're speaking, you want to have higher and lower tones, right? Not just one tone. So go to pronunciation lessons 36 through 40 to learn more about the tonal patterns of American English.
First one is reliability, which means absence of defect. For
So reliability refers to the, I would say,
example,
let me go back to how you said that.
the professor in the lecture talked about two different factors of product quality. First one is reliability, which means absence of defect. For example,
Good,
when you
okay.
buy a car,
When consumers buy a car or when someone buys a car. So it's too informal to shift to that second person point of view, especially with integrated speaking and integrated writing tasks, right? You want to be more formal than that. You don't need to talk to your audience. And I'll give you a tip. You don't really need that second person point of view on any speaking or writing task, whether they are independent or integrated.
you want the car to work without any defect, which means the car
So, according to the professor, consumers have expectations when purchasing automobiles. These buyers want the cars to work without any defects. That is their expectation.
is reliable when the car works without the way that we expected. The second type
So, you went from you to we, right? Who is we? Who is you? So, be careful that you're not putting a lot of pronouns in there that have no clear reference.
of product quality is features. According to the professor, today manufacturers
You would say, according to the professor. So another thing that can help you with your tone is your word stress, right? So when you say professor, right? So that second syllable needs to be clearer, louder, longer, and higher pitched. So you have conduct. You have dessert. So you have to change that pitch a little bit on the stress syllable, and that also helps you with your overall tone in the English language.
standard is high. So we still look for reliability. However, that is not the deciding factor. For example, when you buy a car, you see the car is now loaded with a lot of features like electric windows, air conditioning, so on. So the manufacturers added features in order to increase the product quality. The prof-
Okay. I wish, I mean, I think I've offered private lessons previously, but now I'm getting pretty busy. Beginning 2 weeks from now, I'm not going to have any time at all. I wish I could work with you about 5 hours a week for a month. I guarantee you, you'll be speaking much faster, a much more varied tone. Uh, it'll be much, much better. I don't have that kind of time anymore, but if you can find a tutor somewhere on the internet who can help you. You need help with pronunciation. That's going to make a really big difference with your speaking and of course, your TOEFL score. All right, so I think based on your performance here, I'm going to put you at, I think I said it before, about 18 to 19 points out of 30, 2.5 to 3. So if you do have any free time, I have free time this week and next week. If it fits your budget, I'd love to work with you. Fridays, I'm already pretty booked. I got 3 hours of tutoring already. But tomorrow, maybe even Monday of next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, I can actually do some tutoring next week if you want. Go over to Better TOEFL Scores, right? Once you get there, click on that tab that says TOEFL Private Lessons. You can kind of see how that service works. And for you, just say, Michael, I want accent reduction practice. So what I will do is I'll focus first on vowel and consonant sounds, and then I'll focus on all the other areas of pronunciation. All right, and remember that if you work with an accent reduction specialist and you take a course like this, it could cost you $5,000 or $6,000 easily, and I'm a lot cheaper than that. All righty. Anyway, keep up the good work. I like how you're practicing. You always send your speaking practice at least a few times a week. Keep doing that.